Hey guys, I wanted to come up front and tie up all of the loose ends so that I wouldn't have to speak upon this subject any further. First off, I just wanted to say that cheating is wrong, period. Second, you can't even compare me to the Kevin Hart scandal. Chris is a YouTuber. Kevin Hart is an A-list celebrity. By that I mean I never knew Chris was married. I was never trying to extort him. I actually fell for him. Kevin Hart is an A-list celebrity, and that's why whoever he was cheating with was trying to extort him for $10 million. I never tried to ask Chris for any type of money.
My mama, you know you just got it on my pocket, but you know I got a 30 and that's like up in her wallet.
I never tried to extort him. I just made that video because I wanted more women to be aware of these types of situations. I want women to feel like they have a voice and to feel like they're more than just a piece of meat. The women that were involved in the Kevin Hart scandal were with the intentions of recording them having sex so that they can extort Kevin Hart for who he was. I never knew who Chris was. I'm just like a regular girl like you. I see a handsome man and he's very sincere to me. He stopped getting at Jada and he stopped messing with any other women. Chris treated me like a princess, you know? He treated me like a queen. I told you what happened, but I didn't really give you specific details because I was extremely hurt, you know? I really fell for Chris because of everything, you know, that we did together. Our first date was at Denny's and we did talk about life and, you know, like I said in my Why I Fell for Chris video, we didn't even eat our food. Like, we were just getting to know each other. He was explaining to me all of his tattoos. He was telling me about how his birthday's in 2 weeks and he doesn't know what he wants to do. But we were talking about traveling. We talked about going to New York. He told me that he had all the money to do so and that he really liked me and he really felt a connection. He was telling the waitress that I'm his wife, and he told me that he wanted to wife me up, and he told me that Queen was just his baby mama. I never knew he was married. If he's telling me all of these things and he obviously wanted me, you know, like, I wasn't just a piece of meat or cubic zirconia or whatever. I was obviously someone that he wanted to have a future with. Chris told me things that only him, Queen, and now I know that I will not be discussing in this video. Chris, the way he treated me was like, it was the best that I've ever been treated by any man. You know, like our dinner date, it was amazing. I felt a connection, and obviously he did as well, and that's the reason why he took me on the second date the next day, which was at I Pick Theaters in Beverly Hills. The reason why I posted the first video in the first place was not to bash Queen. It was because I was extremely torn about Chris. How would you feel if somebody showed you the entire world and then the next day you find out that he's married? How would you feel if someone showed you the world, everything you've ever dreamed of, the perfect ideal person for you, and the next day you see him and he's married doing all of these things. Like, can you really blame me for being such a hopeless romantic? I'll admit I was looking for love in the wrong places. But in the end, how could I see that everything was wrong when everything felt so right? This is above me at this point. And everyone, not everyone, but I've been getting so much hate and slut shaming. All that happened was that Chris went down on me, and then we were beginning to have sex, and I started crying, and I told him I wasn't ready. I told him I don't usually do this. That was my first time ever going to a club and meeting a guy, and then I actually fell for him, and I told him that I wanted it to be meaningful, and he apologized to me. When he apologized to me, he started when he said he was sorry, and he said that he didn't even want, he didn't even want to have sex. He told me that didn't really mean anything to him, and he said he was sorry, and he was like, I'm not even like that. And then he started cuddling up next to me and kissing me, and he cuddled with me the whole entire night. And then the next morning we got breakfast before he caught his plane back to Houston. The morning after that, we got breakfast at this restaurant, and we were talking about our future together, and how we were gonna have our YouTube channel, and how we were gonna go skydiving and travel the world together. He told me he hated the beach, but he would go just for me. He told me that he was gonna fly me back to Houston so that we can make a song together. And we started writing the song. But then I saw everything, and it was just excruciating for me, because to have a man be so perfect in your eyes, for him to just lie to your face and not tell you that he's still with his baby mama, and to tell you, he didn't even tell me that he was legally married. I feel like that's disrespectful. This fucking sucks, and I've been depressed for the past 3 days. I've been depressed, I've been in depression for the past 3 days, and I've been trying to post pictures, and I've been trying to go out. My friends have been trying to, support me in this, and it's like, I'm getting never-ending hate from people that don't even know, they don't even put me in perspective, And I am extremely grateful for the people that have been coming out to me and sending me positive messages, because that's what keeps me going, and that's what keeps me alive.
Having a diamond, but going out and looking for what is it, zirconiums? You got a real diamond at home, you got a real jewel, but you're going out to look for all the fake stuff. And I don't mean to throw no shade. Sex, that's what you can give them. You can throw them a piece of vagina. I can do that. Anybody can do that. But what else can you, what else can somebody else do for him? You know what I'm saying? What else can somebody else do for him besides just throw a piece of vagina. Like, literally, anybody can do that. These little thoughts out here, like, seriously. They may be cute and all, but at the end of the day, all they gonna do is throw a piece of freaking meat at you, and then y'all gonna be done. Like, they will have a whole 80% at home and go out and make a 20% feel like, you know, she 100%. So what was so good about it? Like, what was so good? Besides a couple minutes, because I know it's a couple minutes of pleasure. Like, what was so worth it? Your level of horniness. But it's a lot of home wrecking. I ain't gonna say the H word. It's a lot of home wrecking H words out there too that's happy.
First and foremost, Queen, I want to apologize for everything that's happened. If I would have known, trust me, women to women, I would have never, ever put you in that situation. Rather than put me in a situation where I am with a married man. I would never do that. But that does not give you the right to degrade me as a piece of vagina, or a piece of meat, or a cubic zirconia, or a 20% out of 100 of a woman. I showed nothing but respect for you in my videos, and I never slandered you as you did to me. You said you weren't trying to throw shade, but all you did was throw shade. I just feel like, as a woman, I deserve respect too. This concludes my message. Thank you to all that have been supporting me and sending me all these positive messages. I am extremely grateful for everyone that is just trying to push me to be the best that I can be, and I promise you that no matter what you're going through in life, you can always see the light at the end of the tunnel, because you're worth it, you know? To conclude this video, I just want to say that we're all human, and yes, I made a mistake, but one mistake does not define who I am. I'm Hehleena fucking million, bitch.